The welcoming party for the Amsoil Grand National Cross Country Series was in no mood to play nice, as defending champion Caleb Russell found the pressure applied by Stu Baylor. And when he made a mistake, Baylor took the lead and sailed off to his first career win. Can Russell bounce back today, or is Baylor a champion in the making? Welcome to round 2 of the Amsoil Grand National Cross Country Series, the Moose Racing Wild Boar GNCC. All of our racing presented by Maxxis, and this is an AMA National Championship. I'm Jason Wygant. There is my broadcast colleague. Several million of them out here in Florida for round 2. But let's first check out our Amsoil race recap from a week ago. The opening round in South Carolina. Josh Strang going to grab the whole shot of the 114. Last year's championship contender Strang is riding with an injury this year. He would give up the lead to Johnny Girard, and then a freight train of riders came through. Caleb Russell would eventually get the lead, and when the 4-time champ has it, he's hard to stop. But this pack, Ryan Sipes, Jordan Ashburn, Thad Duvall, and Stu Baylor kept the heat on. And Baylor said at the beginning of the day, his goal was to just keep the pressure on Russell. And that's exactly what he did. And then Russell bobbled in the woods, as this relentless pressure that Baylor, you see here, just all over him, eventually led to the mistake. And that allowed Baylor to get the lead. Russell tried to run him down to no avail. Stu Baylor, a rider who has always had talent coming through the ranks but was never able to put the puzzle pieces together, has his first career win. So an upset special to start this 2017 championship. Russell second, Ryan Sipes very solid in third. There's the rest of the top 10. Let's check in with Big Stu.
I came in wanting a podium and thinking with Josh still injured, you know, I was thinking that opens up another spot. You know, I might be able to slide in there, and you know, I just positioned myself good on the track. And when I got the pressure from Caleb, when he reeled me back in, I think about 10 seconds, I was like, all right, this is it. You know, everything I've got. And when I was able to come out and stay in the lead, I was impressed with everything that I've done this offseason.
That's right, you only really know if you put the work in when you go to the races and see where you truly stand. And now Baylor knows he can stand tall. Although one rider not here on the starting line, Josh Strang, we mentioned the injury after he led a week ago at round 1. That foot injury is now going to keep him out for the foreseeable future. He's been dealing with it for months, going back to last season. So yes, with Josh Strang out, one less contender today. The door is open for a victory by someone else. And here we are into the first turn. And bad news for everyone else, Caleb Russell has got the All Balls Racing hole shot on that factory FMF KTM. So the 4-time and defending GNCC champ, who I believe is running a 250 4-stroke today. So outgunned displacement-wise, but it doesn't matter. He grabs the start. And now comes the endurance contest. The rough sand of Florida is going to push these riders to their limits for 3 hours today. Ricky Russell up to second, Johnny Girard in third. I don't see Stu Baylor coming through yet. Saw Sipes. There's Baylor, so he's way back. He's got some work to do, and we're into the mud. Ryan Sipes, you see, in third behind Ricky Russell. And Caleb Russell in the lead. No relation between those two. And this is going to snake them near the pro pits. And this is what Florida is all about. You either have sand or mud. And honestly, the muddy sections are less challenging. Could save some energy as they're kind of cruising through here. Don't want to water out their bikes or get their goggles or gloves totally soaked. Good job, though, by Ricky Russell on the Ampro NFAB Yamaha. Keeping some heat on. Chris Bach moves up to fourth. He's always fast in the sand. Thad Duvall, he did get buried in the mud. And here's T-Dags, Tyler Medaglia, the Canadian motocrosser. Watch Duvall here in the center get buried. He found a deep spot and was lucky to not get roosted to make things worse. But all these riders, if you water out your goggles, you're going to have to take an extra pit stop, and that will cost you a lot of time. We're into the XC2 class. This is for 250cc bikes only, and a lot of young talent in this one. And drag racing for that whole shot. The 258 of Drew Higgins going to grab the whole shot award. So putting his name on the map, Hot Cam's going to give him some money. Josh Toth won our opener in Georgia. He and Lane Michael had a big battle, so we might see a rematch of that today. But right now, Higgins in the lead. Jesse Grom able to take the #1 spot from him. I think it's Craig DeLong up to third, who always gets good starts in that Coastal Racing Husqvarna. He's running the 2-stroke. They have a mix of those in this XC2 class. And a mix of talent. Look at how many riders are in this division. So if you get a bad start here, a lot of riders to pass. Good start, though, for Russell. And let's see, it is Sipes who's moved up to second. Sipes, with all his motocross experience, you know he's going to be fast on this type of terrain. Ricky Russell still running with this pack, so good job for him. He's been second, third for most of this event. Then Bach on the RPM Racing KTM. Like I said, he's always good in the sand. And then Thad Duvall was right there last week in the battle for the win until he ran into rear brake problems. And look at this, the rain has come down. You can hear it on our camera. And this is going to change things completely. Everyone goes to the line with a strategy, trying to predict, are these going to be mud races or not? When you're out there for 3 hours, especially in Central Florida, the weather could change in a hurry. You saw Russell grab a tear off. So do they have the bikes and goggles and everything else prepped for this rain and what could now potentially be a mudder? And you can see what happens as soon as you add some inclement weather to these rough track conditions.
When it comes to guarding your diesel engine, Amsoil offers the next level performance you demand. Amsoil Signature Series diesel oils provide 6 times more wear protection than required by a leading diesel engine manufacturer. Give your hard-working truck the protection it deserves. Amsoil, devoted to protection. See the whole line of diesel products at amsoil.com/diesel.
As riders and racers, we understand the need to get quality parts, apparel, and accessories fast. We have the horsepower of multiple warehouses to make sure your gear, OEM parts, or accessories make it to your door quickly. Check out our easy-to-use website and experience customer service that takes the whole shot. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
Here he is, Walker Fowler, Grand National Cross Country XC1 Pro Class Champion.
The GNCC series on the NBC Sports Network is brought to you by Amsoil. Protect your weekend. Rocky Mountain ATVMC, get ready. And by Maxxis Tires, keeps you riding to your maximum potential.
Let's give you the highlights of yesterday's ATV race. Defending GNCC ATV champ Walker Fowler on his Yamaha grabs the whole shot, and he would open up a big lead. Fowler injured at the end of last year after wrapping up the title, leaving no doubt that he got strong, rested, and healthy in the offseason. Winning the opener and then winning again today and really pulling away. So the focus would go on to a big battle for second. Adam McGill, big traffic jam here at this FMF power point, trying to get through the sand and around other riders, and then he gets himself stuck. So McGill, who appeared to have the runner-up spot on lock, is now going to have a challenge from Bryson Neal, who would get by, put the Coastal Racing machine in a second, and it would go right down to the wire as Fowler takes the win. Here is second and third. Neal just holding off McGill. While he gets to celebrate on the podium, there's Fowler in the center, your race winner. His mechanic, Tyler King, has to go back to work for Ryan Sipes today with the bikes.
I'd say at this point, like, I'm kind of just used to it. I'm kind of stuck into the groove of just running all the time, but it's all good. You know, we get a little break over summer and a little bit, well, not really over winter, but you get a break every now and then.
The guys going from our ATV pits to dirt bike pits, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, 3 days in a row, daylight to dark. I've never seen anyone in my life work as hard as him.
I hope he don't kill himself. He's working on the quads, the UTVs, and my stuff, and he's, you know, both days he has races. After last weekend, he drove all the way back and built a bunch of bikes, and then drove back down. So I don't know how he does it. He's an animal. So hopefully his body can hold up to it.
It's just really cool seeing the hard work pay off, and you know, Bryson works incredibly hard, Ryan works incredibly hard, I'm working hard trying to get the bikes better, and just to see it all come together and things going well, it really makes it worth it, you know.
Don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure he's the first mechanic to have both a quad ATV pro podium and a dirt bike pro podium in the same weekend, you know what I mean? So hopefully me and Sykes will get him a double back-to-back win sometime if we could work that out. But I tell you what, he's a hard worker, and I'm very thankful to have him at my side and with me.
Yeah, that's a unique operation there, Coastal Racing running all of the GNCC racing divisions. Ricky Russell is running the table right now. He has taken the lead from Caleb Russell, but no leader is safe in GNCC racing. Check this out again. He gets kicked side to side. This sand will catch you, and notice the goggles around the handlebars. So he is now riding Sands goggles, and our report is that Caleb Russell, who he passed for the lead, is in the same scenario. So Caleb Russell losing some spots. You see he's back to third, and there's Ryan Sipes in second on that white Husqvarna. So once again, they're bringing the challenge to the champion today, just like we saw at our opener. And don't count out Thad Duvall here in fourth. He's pretty close. And Bach, but where is Stu Baylor? Where is last week's winner? A terrible start for him, and he has not moved up too quickly. And with only 6 days of rest and recovery between that opener, a very rough race in South Carolina, and this, an even rougher race here in Florida as Ricky Russell hits the mud. Everyone wondering what kind of physical condition these riders will be in. That's not a lot of time to get rested up. And if you have blisters or anything like that on your hands, you're going to be in trouble today. And I talked to Ryan Sipes here, you see in second on that 264. His hands are all torn up. And here he is going for it, still running in second. Caleb Russell and Thad Duvall, the Rockstar Factory Husqvarna, come through. So these four have kind of broken away. How about Ricky Russell, a Randy Hawkins-led MFAB Ampro Factory Yamaha team? He's got to be happy with the young man from the Pacific Northwest, and you can see the damage done by the rain, but he's got to get in here and get some goggles on this muddy racetrack. I think he's going to luck out, because I'm going to assume everyone is going to have to stop. Yeah, so that pit stop didn't cost him the lead or any track position or really any time, because, yeah, you see Caleb Russell now checking in, and I'm going to assume that Duvall and Sipes are further down the road into their pits as well. And you hear Russell high up in the RPMs on that 250F. Ricky Russell on the Yamaha 450 getting away. And cool to see Randy Hawkins pick him up for that outfit. Russell has kind of bounced around as a journeyman the last couple of years, even racing in the XC2 division. Definitely has speed and talent, but we're going to see how long he can run this pace. Duvall, Sipes, Caleb Russell, all starting to put the heat on him. And I think Thad Duvall was the fastest of that group. He's starting to move up a little bit further back. We have the battle. We have Medaglia in 7th, Ashburn in 8th in the Factory Beta. And there's Johnny Gerard, the pride of the J-Day Racing Series up in New England. Always fast early in these races. Up inside the top 10 right now in 9th. And finally, we find Stu Baylor, last week's winner on the SRT KTM. So this is going to be a struggle for Stu. He's got to try to get through these guys in the rain and mud and at least salvage some points today if he wants to stay in title contention. Geez, the goggles are around the handlebars again, so Ricky Russell has lost the goggles for a second time, and he's in the lead. He hasn't even been roosted by any other bikes. That's just how much sand he's kicking up with his own tires and how much rain is coming down. And occasionally in GNCC, you could just slap a tree branch, a wet, muddy tree branch, and that'll ruin your vision as well. So Duvall second, Caleb Russell third, Sipes in fourth, and a big gap back. And I think they're all settling in right now. Will anyone put on a charge, or are they going to try to save some energy in this rough sand? Great opportunity for Duvall right now. If you can get Caleb behind you, try to take advantage of that. He does have a little gap built up. Now Caleb has moved to third ahead of Sipes. But Sipes has the speed. There's no doubt about that. See if he can hang with Russell. Maybe all those riders can close in on the leader. As you see, Russell Bobbitt, your national enduro champ. Oh, Tyler Medaglia, the Canadian, down in that corner. getting some winter training for the motocross season back home this summer. And riding sand is going to be a big part of that. He's learning some lessons today. Ooh, Stu Baylor up to 8th. He's starting to stir.
GNCC is Bald Eagle, 50 cal, cowboy boots, diesel trucks, Copenhagen, Bush Light kind of men.
Evans waterless coolant is the solution to boiling over, so you can push your vehicle like this, and this, and this, without fearing the temperature gauge. Evans waterless coolant. Defeat the heat.
Hey guys, I'm Tim Geiser riding for Honda Garibaldi Racing Team, and we are using Evans cooling, and you know, like, I know that when I use that products, I know that my bike never will overheat, so I'm really happy with it.
Are you looking for a dirt bike piston that can increase power and decrease blow-by? Then check out Wiseco's all-new Racer Elite piston line. Racer Elite has been used exclusively by the pros, including RCH, Yoshimura, Suzuki Factory Racing, and are now accessible to the public. Available for popular 250 and 450cc dirt bikes, the Racer Elite series is the first off-the-shelf asymmetrical power sports piston ever made. Its fully machined billet aluminum construction features an exclusive custom lap top ring. Step up with dyno-proven power gains with Wiseco's Racer Elite piston line.
Welcome back to Grand National Cross Country coverage here on NBCSN. A new class in our UTV series, the women's division.
Oh, I think it's fabulous. And I think it'll help grow the sport, just like it did for the quads and the motorcycles. So I think it'll help the UTVs. And the West Coast has a lot of women drivers, so I think it's nice to move it to the East Coast.
The talent and the ability between men and women there's a big gap in the bikes and the quads, and then UTV you kind of don't have that as much, but it's still cool to be able to run for our own championship and also to be able to go for really good overalls amongst the guys.
And I think with the 6 races, I think that's, as a start-out woman, I think you would feel very comfortable with that. You'd only have to do it, you know, half a dozen times, or if you just wanted to try one, it would be, you know, an easy thing to try. I know I'm excited about it, so I mean, we'll see. We'll see if everybody catches on to my excitement. There you go.
Yeah, and Vicky Fowler, by the way, is the mother of our ATV champion, Walker Fowler, who will be doing some UTV racing of his own this year when he parks his ATV at the end of every Saturday. Here in Florida, Veronica Whitesail, who you saw there in that feature, did take the win. We are back to the bike race, and now Caleb Russell is in the lead. So he's gotten around Ricky Russell. Thad Duvall digging hard, even wheeling out of that corner. He had bad luck last week.
Now it's just kind of play catch up, and I don't really have anything to lose, and you know, I just want to go out and try to win races this year. You know, that's the championship is always the goal, but you know, when you have a bad race like that, you know, it's kind of changes a little bit. Now I just want to go out and win races and hopefully close that gap up. And you know, I felt like I had the speed to win for sure. You know, I was right there with Stu and Caleb the whole race, and just had problems.
Well, no problems for Duvall today following Caleb Russell, and Russell has gotten stuck in the, those are frame deep ruts in between those trees. It cost him, and let's see, yes, Duvall was able to make the pass, so we've got a battle on our hands again. Ricky Russell brought the heat earlier, now it's Thad Duvall gonna try to run and hide on that Rockstar Husqvarna, and Caleb Russell has to stop in the pits for fuel, so the pit strategy is not working out for him at all. Remember, he already had to pit on lap 1 for goggles. Gotta wonder where's Ryan Sipes, our 3rd place rider. Can he make some inroads and get up to 2nd? Thad Duvall powering through the mud. He knows this is his opportunity. Got a little gap now. Doesn't want to let Caleb Russell see him hook on at all. He's trying to demoralize these guys to get a big enough lead where he doesn't know who he's trying to catch. You see Russell is just far enough back, even in the longest straightaways on this 12-mile track. I don't think he's going to be able to see Duvall, and Ryan Sipes is indeed right there in 3rd. Let's show you what happened to cost Caleb Russell the lead. Yeah, you can't quite see it in the camera there, but those are super deep ruts. A couple other riders get stuck there, and he's doing everything he can to get out. apparently the escape plan for Thad Duvall was a little bit quicker. He gets into the lead, but now we've got a battle. Well, look at this. Russell not only catches Duvall, but that was not even a concerted effort to hold him off. He's basically looking, for some reason Duvall is saying, go ahead. Maybe he's more comfortable following. Just hard to figure out what the pace should be on a rough track and a long day like this, but it's dangerous if you hand the #1 spot over to KR. Does Duvall have the speed to stay with him to the end?
Are you looking for a dirt bike piston that can increase power and decrease blow-by? Then check out Wiseco's all-new Racer Elite piston line. Racer Elite has been used exclusively by the pros, including RCH, Yoshimura, Suzuki Factory Racing, and are now accessible to the public. Available for popular 250 and 450cc dirt bikes, the Racer Elite series is the first off-the-shelf asymmetrical power sports piston ever made. Its fully machined billet aluminum construction features an exclusive custom lap top ring. Step up with dyno-proven power gains with Wiseco's Racer Elite piston line.
We handle your races, your jumps, and your trails. Isn't it time you give your daily driver the same love? Amsoil Signature Series Synthetic Motor Oil delivers 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard. Amsoil also offers a full family of ATV, UTV lubricants, giving you above and beyond fortification for your weekday and weekend vehicles. Amsoil, devoted to protection.
Even when you're the best, you never stop striving to be better. The all-new from the ground up 2018 Yamaha YZ450F is now available at LoJack Cycle Sales. With over 40 years of experience in motorcycle sales and service and 15 national championships, we know racing. So stop by LoJack Cycle Sales today in Tarentum, Pennsylvania, and visit our online inventory at www.lojacks.com. Yamaha YZ. It's why we ride.
Over the river and through the woods, the newest Polaris models are here for the holidays. Take home great deals on the world's best-selling side-by-sides and ATVs during the Polaris Holiday Sales Event.
The GNCC series on the NBC Sports Network is brought to you by Amsoil. Protect your weekend. Rocky Mountain ATVMC, get ready. And by Maxxis Tires, keeps you riding to your maximum potential.
And here's our finish of the women's race this morning. The Australian Taylor Jones, another win.
Yeah, I got a 6 start, got the whole shot, and just rode my own race, really. I got all my lines perfect and just pulled away and just tried to stay upright, and all went sweet, and I got the win.
All right, welcome to GNCC Racing. Undefeated so far in 2 attempts. But who will go undefeated today? Caleb Russell. And Thad Duvall is hooked on. I was worried when Thad gave him the lead that maybe he had a problem. And for poor Thad, who's always dealing with bad luck and strange mechanical issues, crashes, things like that, you never know. But today he looks okay. He just handed the lead over, maybe as a strategy. Caleb's going to try to burn him here and get away, but Thad is definitely keeping pace. I'll show you again what happened earlier. On the left is Caleb Russell leading, stuck behind some lap traffic. Tries to wheelie his way out of those ruts. Duvall would get the lead from him, then Duvall hands it over here in the woods. So this is where we are right now. Is that holding something back? Well, right now, Russell has opened it up just a bit. That's probably 7 or 8 seconds, but you can see that is still charging. And there is Maggie, Thad Duvall's wife, very nervous as the finish approaches here. We've heard he's closed within about 5 seconds, and you see he's still there, but running out of time. Caleb Russell had to stave off the challengers early this year. Stu Baylor got him at the opener, and Duvall challenged him all the way here in Florida. He's just got to get through a few more trees, though. Duvall's still lurking, but the checkered flag coming out. Caleb Russell's going to get back on top in GNCC Racing. No doubt an exhausting effort for both of these riders. You see how close it is here after 3 hours of racing. And meanwhile, somewhere behind this, Stu Baylor has climbed up to 3rd, salvaging great points. You see the Rocky Mountain ATVMC results. The bad news, Ryan Sipes, who was 3rd, has crashed out, has a leg injury. Well, soon to him. Here's your winner.
Yeah, it was a pretty eventful day, really. It was tough. It was I got out there front, and I thought I was gonna, you know, try to put the hammer down and get away, and it just wasn't happening today. And Thad was riding well, Ryan real good the first half of the race, and it got brutal. You know, I was just kind of Thad got around me, and then I got back around him, and I just followed him there for a minute, and then he let me around, and I kind of just cruised, and I knew it was going to be the last lap. It was going to be a sprint. I knew there wasn't really any shaking him there at the second to last lap, so I just kind of cruised around and put the hammer down that last one, and yeah, I was able to hold on to the lead.
Get the Amsoil race recap here. Caleb Russell's going to grab the whole shot. Like he said, he would try to get away from here. It wasn't happening. This field is hungry in 2017. The first rider to go after him, the Yamaha man, Ricky Russell. Good job taking the lead even without goggles. Thad Duvall would quickly move up to second as Caleb had some goggle issues of his own. Ryan Sipes still in the hunt. There is Caleb pushed back to fourth. Caleb would then come all the way back to get the lead, but then stuck behind some lap traffic in this very muddy section. Rider in front of him gets stuck. He has nowhere to go. Thad Duvall would take the lead from him, and Thad was running strong. Extended the lead a little bit as Russell had to stop for fuel. But then with about 3 laps to go, Duvall actually slows down, lets Caleb Russell pass him, was more comfortable following, and he kept the heat on all the way, but was never able to get the lead back. Caleb wins, Thad second.
I'm a little disappointed in myself. I felt like I had the win in me, but, you know, Caleb's a champ for a reason, and he's hard to pass. And, you know, it was, hopefully we put on a good show for the fans, and, you know, I felt like I had the endurance all day. I was strong at the end, and just, I don't know, just a little disappointed with myself, but in the end, it's a lot better than last weekend for sure. And, you know, it's just a confidence booster. You know, the bike was awesome all day long, and just, man, I felt like I had it in me to win, but just couldn't make it happen.
Well, an exhausted effort by everyone on a muddy race day. Caleb Russell saying his heart rate averaged about 180 for this entire 3-hour race. That's how hard he and Duvall went at it. For a rematch next time out. Thanks for watching GNCC Racing on NBCSN. For everyone here, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.